sorry. So no, in a nutshell, what I was saying is the following. When we was talking about that thing, we're saying that it's composed of 40 pieces.
Yes.
Okay. And it's rev, like, you know, you have a car rev, RPM.
Yeah.
Okay, it's 20,000. Okay. Meaning the way that it activates, it works. Now the question I'm asking is the following. If I was to show you a Bugatti and I show you the engine, you will come and look at it and be like, that is a phenomenal design made by somebody with a purpose. And when I show you a bacteria...
And it is a fact that it is phenomenally designed, but it doesn't prove that God exists.
Okay, so does the design have a designer?
But this argument has been used so many times. If I was more educated, I'd be able to.
So you have blind faith.
Argue this.
No, but you don't need to. It's logic. Look, when you see a design, for example, you see this design. Somebody made it, right?
Yeah.
You're not going to say it just popped out of existence.
Cool.
So when you see design throughout the universe, including the most microscopic thing like a molecule or an atom, or even like a snowflake.
Cool.
You see, you don't just say that all of this just popped into existence from nowhere.
I'm not saying it popped into existence.
So what is the cause then? What is the cause of all this?
You know what it is? You have blind faith in science.
No.
You know, people say we have blind faith.
Listen. I don't believe in much science. I don't believe in God and religion. I live the way I think life works. Therefore, I'm not saying...
Could you be wrong?
Of course.
Okay, so
that's what we're trying to talk about.
If you don't have trust in your own self...
I'm saying in my reality, God doesn't exist.
Why is that?
I'm not saying that science is 100% right, but I'm saying in my reality, God doesn't exist because that is a far-fetched idea with no proof.
Okay.
Science,
what kind of proof would you require in order to believe that there is a God? Let's see if you have a criteria.
You'd have to prove to me in some aspect.
No, you said there is no proof. So I'm assuming.
No. Yeah, I'm saying there is no proof that God exists.
Bro, let me finish the statement.
Okay, sure. My bad.
When you are looking for a proof, for example, if I asked you, have you lost your key? And if you say yes, you should know at least what the key looks like. Yeah. So you can identify it when you find it. Yeah. Okay. Now, if you were looking for God, what proof would you require to say, okay, now I know that God exists?
Okay, so tell me this. How would you prove that God...
Answer the question, bro.
You
understood the question, right?
I need you to physically show me something that has ties to the idea of God being real.
Okay. When you are looking for something, anything, including God, look, what are you looking for exactly? You need a criteria, right?
I'll give you an example. If Jesus was real at some point in time, that would be proof that God exists because he did miracles. He did miracles which were beyond reality.
So you believe in Jesus?
No. I'm saying,
What's the point of
let me finish. If Jesus was around at this time, that would be enough to convince me. But the fact that Jesus was soming that people just wrote down. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah, I am passionate.
I know.
If Jesus was around at this time, then I'd believe it. But the fact that the things that Jesus did were written down and passed down through word of mouth through thousands of years make me believe that less and less, because you could hear something that I said and misinterpret it within 5 seconds of me saying it. You understand?
Yeah, but, but what I'm saying is I'm talking about a different thing. For example, look.
You're saying what
you believe that you are real, you exist.
Yes.
You believe that the universe is real, it exists, right? Now, anything that begins to exist must have a cause.
Yeah.
What is the cause for the universe?
As I said,
don't say I don't know.
No,
that's not an answer.
But no one knows what the cause of the universe is, as well as.
But, does it have a cause?
But 100%.
Okay.
But
could it be the universe itself?
We don't understand science enough to establish a cause. The same way that if I was to ask you what was the cause of God, because the same way you said everything has to have a cause. Yeah. What is the cause of God? Where did God come from?
Okay. I can answer that. No problem.
Cool.
But so let me get
the question.
I will. You have answered my question, or you haven't yet?
What was your question?
What is the cause of the universe?
As I said, we don't have the knowledge to understand the
So you don't have an answer to that. Am I clear? Okay, now you ask about God. Because the universe began to exist, it must have a cause.
Yep.
God did not begin to exist. God doesn't have a cause. He is the cause.
Okay.
Does that answer your question?
No, it doesn't.
Well, which part it doesn't?
But then
logically it does.
But then logically you could say the universe always existed. It has no cause.
No, because
you could say the exact same thing.
You believe in science, right?
Yeah.
The scientists themselves said the universe began to exist 3.8 billion years ago.
Yeah.
So if you believe in science, now you're saying it could have existed forever. But they themselves say that the universe began to exist at 3.8 billion years ago.
But you know what's very interesting?
Okay, so it must have a cause.
You know what's interesting? You're saying God cannot be forever, but a minute ago you said the universe was always there.
Exactly.
No.
You said could have been.
I didn't say was. I said could have been. The same way.
Could it be God?
No.
Okay, one second. Look, it could be universe, but it could not be God.
Yeah.
I believe that
Your
the
God is the
idea.
universe.
I believe that the idea of a God, of a single creature responsible for everything, is very far-fetched.
Why is that?
But you
Why?
just said a single universe could be there all the
a
time.
No, but I want to know why.
The single
Why?
universe is composed of billions of
Exactly.
things.
Galaxies.
Yeah. Billions of things, which
Exactly.
the more you look into, the more there is. If you look into a universe, you see galaxies, you see planets, you
All
see...
created.
Yes, but if you look at God, it's just one thing.
Why
It's
is
very
it
far
impossible?
fucking fetched.
Why is it impossible?
If
If God is all powerful,
I'm not saying it's impossible, I'm saying it's far-fetched.
no,
That
why
what
is
I
it
said
far
3
fetched?
times.
You know what is far fetched? To believe that the universe did not have a cause. I'm
Yeah.
not saying you're saying that,
Yeah.
because you agreed it has a cause, right?
It's the biggest
But the
magic
thing is,
mystery.
for you to understand, look, the universe itself couldn't be the cause, right? Because it didn't exist at one point.
I mean, it could be,
Give
but
me something
it's far-fetched
plausible
as well.
Okay, give me something plausible. What
As I
brought
said,
the universe
I'm
into
not,
existence?
I'm not this educated in the subject.
But you seem to
give
be,
an answer.
you
see
seem
logic and
as a very
rationality.
confident
Yeah,
that God doesn't exist. But all of a sudden, when I ask you about the universe, you have no idea.
I'm a very confident person when it comes to something that I know about.
Yeah, but it's emotional.
But
It's not reasoning.
You seem more confident in something
It's
you don't
not
know about
reason, it's
today.
emotional.
You seem more confident about not knowing something. You're
Exactly,
like,
yeah.
I don't know, but you seem very confident.
No, because when there's something where there isn't a definite answer, I am confident that there isn't a definite answer.
There is a definite answer that the universe began to exist. And if it began to exist, a being gave rise to it.
And there's no
It's
definite
simple.
answer that God is real.
There is. No, it is. It's very simple.
No, but you're saying,
If the
look,
universe
you keep
began to
saying that,
exist- Yeah.
but that is from emotion, not from reasoning.
Yeah. Logically,
You don't have any reason to say why it doesn't exist.
Logically, there is not enough reason. There is not enough proof to back up the fact
There
that
is
it
actually,
exists.
because the universe, like I said, it is dependent, so it must have a cause. The universe began to exist. Now, what is a plausible explanation from where the universe came from? So one is, people will say that it created itself, but that's impossible, because at one point
It's
it
far-fetched. I wouldn't say
No, it's
impossible.
impossible, because it didn't exist
Far-fetched.
at one point. So it couldn't have created itself. It's like saying a mother gave birth to herself.
It's like saying
it's as bad
God
as that.
just came about.
No. It's as bad as saying, listen to this. It's as bad as saying a mother gave birth to herself. Okay?
Okay.
That is not only far-fetched, that's impossible. It's illogical. Do you agree?
Respectfully, yeah, we can just agree to disagree.
No, this is impossible.
We can
A
genuinely
mother-
just agree
Okay,
to
so
disagree. You have different opinions.
so you
I have different
disagree-
opinions.
wait.
We can argue about this all
Hold
night.
on. Do you disagree that the mother gave birth to herself? Or do you agree with
Do you
that?
believe a mother can give birth to herself?
No.
Exactly, so we are in agreement. Don't say
Okay.
we agree to disagree. We
No,
agree to agree here.
About this one point, sure, but I'm saying
Yes.
in the grand scheme of things, whether God is real or whether the universe or whether there's a scientific
It's trying
backing.
to break it down for you.
It doesn't
why
need
it's God.
it doesn't need to have a scientific backing, because science is limited. I'll tell you why.
And God isn't limited.
God is not limited, unlike science.
You know,
Because
can I just ask one question?
Yeah.
How do you know your mother's your mother?
She gave birth to me.
How do you know that?
No. Let's go with
No,
science.
how do you know that?
How do you know your mother gave birth to you?
DNA.
Have you done it?
Have done it?
Have you done a DNA
I
test?
could do it and
Have
prove
you done it though?
I could do it and prove
So
it.
you have faith
I-
now that your mother is your mother without
You
no
believed
evidence.
it without
The
proof.
same with me. Look, the same with me. I'm not trying to be funny. huh?
But no, but you see the difference
Testimony.
between. But the difference between that is I have faith because there is backing. Where if
What backing? I
listen,
want evidence.
listen. If I wanted to prove it, I could go do a DNA
But at this
test and
moment in time, you don't.
I could prove
Have
it.
you?
But I could.
But have you?
But
At this point, it's by faith.
Okay, at
but
this
let me-
moment, do you
but
believe
let
your
me-
mother's your mother or not?
Let me finish, okay?
Yeah.
Because I could prove it, I have faith because I know that if I wanted to, I could prove it. The fact that God exists, I could have faith that God exists, but because I can't prove it, I'm not gonna believe in it.
So do you have faith now your mother's your mother, or you know
Yes.
for certain? You have faith, you have no evidence. So if I come and say to you, scientifically, at this stage of time, your mother is not your mother until proven otherwise.
I do a DNA test.
But can I agree and say that your mother is not your mother at this moment in time until you bring a scientific evidence?
No.
So
No,
you-
because there's eyewitnesses.
You just went against science.
Also, it's
There's other ways of proving it.
That's
except DNA.
good.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking
Cool,
about.
cool.
That's called
There is
testimony.
other ways of proving
That's
something.
testimony.
Good, that's what I'm saying.
And
so
can we-
testimony is one of those. That's what I was trying to
Brother
get at.
Ali, I want to ask him something. You keep saying there's no proof for God.
Yeah.
Yet you have no idea what proof you're seeking. Am I right?
To an extent.
So how can you
As
say?
I said, if I saw
How can you say there's no
if I
proof
saw
when you don't know
some-
what the proof is?
If I saw something live in the flesh, I'm not saying that there's an agenda to.
Oh,
to
you
find
need
out.
empirical evidence. Is that what he's saying?
I need.
You wanna see it?
I need physical
Yeah.
proof.
It's called
So-
empirical evidence.
Sure.
So you require empirical evidence
Yeah.
for God. Let me ask you this. Do you have empirical evidence that you have consciousness?
I guess not.
Thank you. I'll rest my case.
Sure,
But does it exist?
but there's also empirical evidence that we can't.
But you believe you have
But you believe
consciousness
it, that's the point.
without
You don't smell,
empirical
taste.
evidence. But when it comes to God, you require empirical evidence.
You see what
Why
I'm
the
saying?
double standards?
So what we're saying is you're conscious and you cannot touch, smell, taste, feel, or hear it. Okay, so you know what we're trying to just do, guys, here today is just to make him understand, get the engine revving a bit. That's what it is, you know, and you can see very clearly, sometimes it's emotional, sometimes it can be a trauma, whatever it is, but logically and rationally, there is no sense being made. There is no sense being made at the moment.